Yo, we up in the ring, breaking news with a jab. Ringside ramble, got the stories you grab. Video clips, front row, you won't miss the brawl. Big hits, KOs, we got it all.
Welcome back to Ringside Ramble. It's me, Niall, here bringing you all the latest news, views, and breakdowns from around the world of professional boxing. In this video, I'm going to be giving my reaction to the news that broke yesterday that the IBF and Ring Magazine Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Joy Opetaia, will return to the ring on January 8th. Not long to go now as he faces the IBF mandatory challenger Huseyin Cinkara in Opetaia's home country of Australia on the Gold Coast. So yeah, not long to go now before the return of Opetaia to face the unbeaten German Cinkara. Yeah, so I'm going to be giving my thoughts on that, who I think is going to come through it, and what should be next for Opetaia if he is to win, which he's widely expected to win. Yeah, what I think should be next and what I'd like to see next. So, yeah, before we get into today's video, please don't forget, I'd really appreciate it if you like my content, if you could please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Appreciate everybody who subscribed so far, nearly at 100 subs. Might seem like a small milestone for some, but it'll be a big step for me in starting this channel. So yeah, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, follow us over on X. Always great content to engage with on here and on X, so I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out as much as you can. I'll be really, really grateful. So yeah, thanks a lot. So yeah, let's jump into today's video. As I say, Joy Opetaia bringing in the new year, starting off the new year, remaining active. January 8th, he faces Huseyin Cinkara in Australia. He's back in Australia now after a couple of stints in Saudi Arabia. And let's be honest, it went down like a lead balloon, this announcement. It was highly underwhelming. Let's just get it straight out of the way. It's a dreadful fight. No disrespect to Huseyin Cinkara, unbeaten. He's capable, but he shouldn't be in a ring for a world title. He's beaten nobody of note to earn even get near a world title fight. He hasn't even beaten any kind of European level fighters or fringe world level fighters to earn a mandatory position for the best cruiserweight on the planet. It's another case of the IBF and their bizarre ranking system. We've seen it recently with Michael Eifert being ordered to face Artur Beterbiev. We've seen it with Karen Chukhadzhian recently facing Jerome Boots Ennis in a rematch after their first fight was so wide. We've seen it with other champions down the years, facing highly underwhelming mandatory challengers with the IBF. Whatever the reason that may be, it seems that top level fighters, quote unquote world class fighters, don't have much interest in dealing with the IBF in terms of their rehydration clause, and stuff like that. But yeah, the IBF ranking system is bizarre. It favors a lot of these kind of European, Eastern European type of fighters, like we're seeing here with Sin Cara. He is unbeaten. As I mentioned, 22-0, I believe, with 18 knockouts, and he can punch. But anybody who's seen Huseyin Cinkara fight previously knows that he's a poor fighter. He is a poor fighter for this level. To be stepping him up to this level, he's poor. Obviously, he's capable, but he shouldn't be fighting for world titles. He has okay footwork. He's sloppy when he attacks, though. He's wild. He's kind of, yeah, just sloppy, unorthodox, leaves his chin in the air, gets greedy with his shots, pulls back with his chin in the air. He's a disaster waiting to happen. Huseyin Cinkara, he really is. He's very, very wild and sloppy fighter. He has power and he is unbeaten for a reason, but I don't think he should be near a world title. And it's a poor opponent, and hopefully when Joy Opetaia beats him, that he needs these unifications next. He really does need the unifications. There's been talk in the past of fighters ducking him. Chris Billum Smith was a big one when he held the WBO cruiserweight title, that he was ducking Opetaia. He didn't want to know, but there's no excuse now after this Sin Cara fight for Joy Opetaia not to get a big fight, whether it be unifications with Zurdo Ramirez. That's the biggest fight in the cruiserweight division now. After Zurdo's outstanding performance last weekend against Chris Smith to unify the WBA and WBO titles, Eddie Hearn says he wants it to happen. It's the biggest fight that can be made. It's a real 50-50. Yeah, so that fight has to be made. There's no reason that a fight with the WBC champion Noel Gevor McKaylian can't be made. There's no reason that can't happen. So I don't see the need for Joy Opetaia to be facing these type of opponents again. You know, it's been a highly underwhelming list of opponents. It's been Jordan Thompson, way below world level. El Zorro, way below world level. He's done a job on both of them in brilliant fashion. He really has. But I think his reputation is built a lot on the demolition job that he done on Thompson and Zorro, when in fact they're not worthy of being in a ring for a world title. They're really not. So, we fought Jack Massey then. Jack Massey's a good fighter, European level fighter, but hasn't proven that he's world class. And he blitzed Jack Massey. Credit to him, it was an incredible performance. Jack Massey had success when he let his hands go. He did. So he's not this kind of unstoppable beast. Joy Opetaia, far from it. Massey had success. Um, the best opponent on his resume, Maris Briedis. Maris Briedis undoubtedly one of the best cruiserweights of all time. But when he fought him the first time, Maris Briedis had his eyes on Jake Paul for some strange reason, and gave Joy Opetaia hell. Broke his jaw. That was a really close fight. They fought again recently, this year, of course, in Saudi. Maris Briedis was dreadfully inactive coming into that, even older, and it turned out to be the last fight of his career. And he had Joy Opetaia scrambling before the final bell in that one. So Joy Opetaia still has a lot of questions to answer for me. He really does, against top opposition. I dare to say that he's slightly overrated. I might catch criticism for that, but he's slightly overrated purely because he's built this reputation as a fearsome fighter, judging on the performances against Thompson, Zorro, Massey. These aren't world class fighters, but he's some kind of bogeyman of the division. He's a really good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a really, really good fighter. And it sounds like I'm not saying he's a good fighter when I say he's overrated, but he is. He's light on his feet. He's quick, such fast hands, sharp shooting, composure, southpaw, big puncher. Explosive. He has a lot of really positive attributes that he's shown against a certain level of opposition. But when he stepped up against Briedis, he struggled. There's no shame in that, but he still needs to fight these champions. Zurdo Ramirez is a 50-50 fight. I've seen people say after last weekend that Joy Opetaia would still destroy Zurdo or blitz Zurdo Ramirez. I think that's crazy. I think Zurdo Ramirez showed what a quality fighter he is last weekend against Billum Smith. His chin, his speed, his footwork, his power. He showed how quality he is. He showed his quality. So I think him and Joy Opetaia would be a really, really interesting fight and a really fascinating fight. But yeah, Joy Opetaia will beat Huseyin Cinkara on January 8th. There's no doubt about it. He'll brutally knock him out. As I say, Cinkara is a disaster waiting to happen. He really is. He carries his chin too high. He's sloppy in throwing his shots. He's greedy in throwing his shots. He's wild. And yeah, he's bread and butter for somebody like Joy Opetaia. So Joy Opetaia will win on January 8th. There's no doubt about that. And after that, he needs to fight big names, whether it's Zurdo Ramirez, whether it's McKaylian, or whether it's Artur Beterbiev or Bivol, whether it's the winner of that rematch coming up. That's a super fight there. Whoever wins that to come up and challenge Joy Opetaia. There's a lot of big fights that need to be made, but there's no excuse for them not happening now after this Huseyin Cinkara fight. It's been too underwhelming, his run of opponents. Maris Briedis excluded, but he struggled a lot with Maris Briedis in the rematch, and an active on the verge of retirement, Maris Briedis. So yeah, Joy Opetaia is a wonderful, wonderful fighter, but he has a lot of questions to ask against top level opposition. He really does, in my opinion. And I think it needs to happen in 2025. Credit to him, he's staying active. He's staying really active, which is good to see, but it needs to be Zurdo Ramirez, Mikhailian, these type of names, Beterbiev, any one of those names need to happen in 2025 for Joy Opetaia to kind of back up this fearsome reputation that he has, because he has the talent, but his resume is not living up to the reputation fans give him. It's just really not. So, yeah, that's just my quick reaction to the news that broke yesterday. The underwhelming news that Joy Opetaia will return to the ring on January 8th in the Gold Coast against his IBF mandatory challenger, Huseyin Cinkara. Always great to see Joy Opetaia out. Always exciting, but another underwhelming opponent. And yeah, it needs to change later on into 2025 when he beats Cinkara, which I'm 99.9% sure he will, and by knockout. So yeah, that's just my quick reaction to the news. So let us know what you think in the comments. Um, you know, how big of a fan are you of Opetaia? How much do you rate Cinkara? Will Cinkara give more trouble than I'm kind of anticipating, and a lot of people are anticipating? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Get involved. Does Opetaia beat Zurdo? Does he beat Mikhailian? Does he beat Beterbiev? Let us know what you think. And as always, as I said at the start of the video, if you like what you see, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel first of all. I'd be so grateful. Give the video a like. Follow us over on X. And yeah, get involved. I always love engaging with boxing fans like myself. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, speak again and take care.